Hi guys, this is Mr. Tranquilo, and you are watching the Astute Tourist channel. And
My name is Lacey, you're Miss Auburn's Outstanding Teen, and you're watching the Astute Tourist channel.
Well, good Tuesday morning to you all. It is indeed Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. 2 more days until Thanksgiving. Today and tomorrow. Then Thanksgiving is Thursday. Are you prepared? Are you ready? Do you have your do you have your bird ready to go? Or do you eat something different on Turkey Day? Let us know in the chat. But good morning to everybody, and let me take care of some business right out of the gate. Good morning, everybody. Cheers to you. That is truly the best sip of the day, honestly. But good morning, everybody. Let's run right over to the chat and say good morning to Scotty Too Hottie. MTP is here. Good morning, Scott. I hope all is well, considering in your neck of the woods. You guys are dealing with some stuff there, but good morning, my friend. Good morning to Dwayne is here. He's the second one in this morning. Good morning to you. And I'm definitely laughing at Denise's comment. Good morning, baby. I did a double take and I'm like, wait a minute, she's not talking to me. She's talking to her man. My mother called me baby yesterday. I double taked. I'm like, is that my mother? No, that's Denise. And she said, Dwayne, not Jimmy. I knew what you meant. But good morning to you, Denise. Are you working this morning? Shirley from Glitter World is here. Good morning. Our good friend, the Drunken Chef, is here. Good early morning to you, sir. I appreciate you dropping in. Chillin' Charlie is here. Good morning, my friend. It's good to see you. Pardon me. That's it. I've got the damn cold again. But good morning, everybody. John from the Gaylors are here. Good morning, John. On my phone, so not tagging. Good morning to you, my friend. Ooh, right on. You had me at big old Dino ribs, my friend. Nice. I like it. I like to hear what other people are doing. We're traditional here. We'll do a bird. We were talking about this briefly yesterday, but we'll do a turkey for Thanksgiving. Jonathan, good morning to Denise. And Denise says, yep, I'm at work. Starting lines and giving meds, and probably won't be long. What time do you guys start stuffing meds down their throat? Nice bedside manner I have, right? All right, so here's the thing. You never have to apologize. Never, ever. I appreciate that, but the fact that you're here when you can is the most important part. I appreciate you, my friend, very, very, very much. So, no need to apologize. I do get concerned when I don't see some of our regulars in the chat over a period of time. You know, a couple days. Like Sharon, we haven't seen her. Haven't seen Law Jones, and can't remember when. I hope. I just hope those folks are okay. That's all. Just think. I'm done for the day. No meds this morning. Woohoo! What time do you get out? Are you done at 7 your time? Because it's 5 there right now, right? Right, Charlie? Yeah. I just like I said, I worry about some of our regular folks that come and go. I'm sure they're all just fine. People get busy. Some people need a break from the whole YouTube thing. I get it. Okay, you get off at 7. That's what I figured. John says he texted Sharon yesterday, but she hasn't responded back. I came for some sanity for today and tomorrow. Will be rough for the family. Yeah, man, I hear you, brother. If you haven't heard, Scotty lost his mother-in-law the other day. It's never a good time when you have a loved one that passes, but especially around the holidays, it makes it tough. Just know that we're all with you, my friend, and we're thinking about you and your family. And it's hard to employ PMA when you're feeling down, but just remember that it's out there, my friend. And for whatever it's worth, your mother-in-law is doing well, and I'm sure she's looking at all of you, and just know that she loves you guys. That's all. So whatever I can do to at least verbally help you out, my friend, and you said you're here for some sanity, so I'm going to try to offer you a little bit of sanity or some fun insanity. How's that? The best that we can here this morning. So love and appreciate you, my friend, and know that we care about you and that we're thinking about you. Charlie says, I'm washing my dog's laundry. Already have the garage out to the road. Scott, very sorry to hear about your loss. Yep. OG Brand is here. Good morning to you, my friend. You silly rabbit, you. It's good to see you. Did you get your coffee yet? Or how about some sweet potato pie? It is Thanksgiving coming up, so sweet potato pie is definitely could be on the menu. Excuse me. Yay. Oh, garbage. Okay, it does say garage, so I didn't know if you were cleaning the garage and you had like all the stuff pulled out in the driveway or. Yes, sir, it is indeed coffee time. So like I said, it is Tuesday morning. We got a couple more days until the holiday. I in fact have I get Thursday and Friday off, which is pretty good. So I'm looking forward to the 4-day weekend. I hope I start to feel better by then. If you can hear it in my voice, I sound like I did right before I went on the cruise. And whatever junk it is in me, I got it back. So I'm blaming people at work. I work with a lot of young professionals with little kids. The little petri dishes running around, making all of us old people sick. But I'm taking it in stride. Today is Tuesday. It's the day out in the field for me. I have a full schedule, of course, because my field days are typically Tuesdays and Thursdays. And Thursday's a day off. So what do you think all the contractors are doing? They're calling up and begging for a slot for Tuesday. Well, Tuesday's been full since last week. And there's not a whole lot I can do. So they need to wait until next week. For those who did not get on the schedule for Tuesday, for today, you're going to have to wait. Those contractors, they like to get paid for the work they do. And I get it, but it's a holiday. John says, I want coffee. I need to bring a coffee maker upstairs to the bedroom. They make those single cup coffee pod things. There's other brands beside Keurig, but and they have timers on them, John. You can set it for 5 a.m. or 5:30. Get up and have your coffee, and then you can tune in with yours truly, your astute tourist. So, I've talked about the North Church, Old North Church doors and the crypt and all that, and I made a couple videos. And the local, one of our local news stations, in fact, the biggest news station in this state, they did a piece on the doors, and they featured Richard from Revived, which was pretty cool. I may have talked about this before, but the Old North Church, their Facebook page, they posted that piece that the WMUR did. So in the comments, I sent them the links to the videos that I made and told them that I have one more installment. It's a 3-part series, and they seemed kind of excited that I had sent them those videos. So that was kind of cool. Intravenous coffee is what you guys need, right? The problem with that, Scott, is I wouldn't want to unplug it. Oh, man. Let's see. We don't let them in the road on the day before or after a holiday because of travelers, right? Yes, sir. We have a regular pot downstairs that is on the timer. I am just being lazy today. I hear you, brother. I used to set mine every night, the carafe, So what I do, my routine in the morning is this. Let's talk about routines. I get up at 5 o'clock every day, as you're well aware, and the dogs, they begin to stir about 4:45. Their internal clocks are the best alarm clocks ever, but they begin to stir. So I lay there. First, it's Molly that comes up to me, the big chocolate lab, and she gives me laps on the face and kind of lays on me. I think she has this sense that she knows I have to use the bathroom. She lays right on my bladder. So then she gets off the bed, and then the little one, Sophie, starts to chew on my hands and chew on my arms. She kind of snuggles, but then starts chewing on me. So she's like, I know we're just waking up, but we're gonna wake up with some gentle bites on the arm. So then, so then the alarm clock goes off typically around 5ish, and we get up. So the first thing that we do is the dogs, of course, have to go outside and do their business. So they do their business, and they come in, and then they get fed. They each get a cup of their favorite kibble, and then and then I get to I put a cup of coffee. So I put one coffee pot on, and then I do my business. By the time I'm done with that, the coffee's ready, and then I put a full pot on. I start making a full pot. Then the dogs get half of a carrot each. That's their treat after they eat. And then at that point, Nick's all done in the shower because he gets up at 5 and jumps in the shower right away. So then it's my turn. I jump in the shower. I clean up, get dressed quickly. The dogs, while I'm showering, go back to bed. So right now they're in bed with Colleen. And so I clean up, I get dressed, and then I get ready for this morning meet and greet with all of you. So that's pretty much a typical weekday for me. And then, of course, we finish up right around 7. And then I quickly change out of this into my uniform shirt because I'm wearing my uniform from the waist down. I have my uniform pants on. I have my my duty shoes and that on. So I just change my shirt, put on my sweatshirt, and I'm out the door. So that's kind of my morning routine. So once the carafe is done, then I can just fill right up with my favorite coffee until I go to leave. So the contractors usually take a week off a holiday. Yeah, not the ones around here. These guys will work right up until tomorrow night. And they want everything done because the holiday's here. Yeah, she is smart. She lays right on my bladder. She's not a dum-dum, that Molly. Good morning. Chet is here from Sea Lake Journeys. Chet and Robin are here. Good morning to you, my friend. Or one or both of you are here. I'm not sure. I can't see you very well. It's a little foggy out there. Yeah, but good morning to Chet. Mr. Tranquillo is here. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Yeah, what a voice, right? Is it a voice for radio? It's not quite Wolfman Jack. He's got kind of voice like that. I would definitely lose my voice if I tried to talk like Mr. Wolfman Jack. Yep, coffee time is one of the best moments of the day for me. And for me as well, my friend. Only 24 out right now. What do we got here? Charlie's saying it's 32 there. So Charlie and I, we're pretty much, even though we live a couple hundred miles away from each other, your weather is very close to mine. Oh, not today, Charlie. Not today. Look at the temperature. It's freaking cold out, man. It is cold out. I forgot one thing during my morning routine is I light the fire. After I get my cup of coffee and the dogs are chomping on their carrot, I light the wood stove because it goes out overnight. My wood stove isn't big enough to sustain free burning throughout the evening, so it burns up at some point. Let's see. Charlie says should be about 38 today. It's about or thereabouts, my weather says. Chet says 65. I love Florida. I need to be down there. I set the pot up before bed. It starts at 4:45. My son gets in the shower at 4:45. As soon as he's done, Jody goes to shower. So it's kind of like our schedule. Although instead of Colleen getting up, it's me. Colleen doesn't have to be to work until 9, so she works in retail. My mom is here. Good morning, Mom. Good morning. Chicken soup time again. Yeah, you got that right. You saw snow and great views last weekend in Bulgaria. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like to see the snow from a distance when it's on the mountaintops and that. I imagine you probably don't get much snow where you live, do you, Mr. T? All right, everyone's saying good morning. Shirley's saying good morning. My mother says, yep, 69. So her and Chet, he's 65, she's 69. Now, Chet, you live closer to the coast. Is that correct? Are you in Tampa? My mother lives, my basically Winter Haven. It's where Mom lives. Whoever gets the first cup of coffee pours the rest of that pot into a carafe and starts a second pot. Yes, that sounds good. I like that. But so people are going to be going on cruises soon. I know that Denise and Dwayne will be cruising in another, what do you got, 60-something days left, Denise? And Chet, are you and Robin, aren't you cruising soon, right? Sometime after the new year? Colleen and I are starting to look at our trip down south to Florida. Although she has a buying trip coming up in January, and then maybe something in February. Oh, okay. You live south of Winter Haven in the woods. Okay, so you're in the central part. All right. That's where Mom lives as well. She lives in a town called Lake Alfred, which is basically abuts Winter Haven, Auburndale, that area there. So Chet says 25 days till our cruise on the Mardi Gras. I am looking forward to seeing all of the videos and photos that you take on the Mardi Gras. I'm intrigued by that ship. Pardon me. Yeah, that's now, if I'm not mistaken, that's Carnival's largest ship? I'm still learning all of this stuff. Oh, it's warm there too, Denise. 65 where you're at. Yeah. I don't know why our people settled up here, Mom. They need to go down closer to the equator. They should have settled down there. So good, coffee. Yes, the XL class. Extra grande class. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. I've sailed those Conquest class ships. Those are the only ones I've been on. And I need to get on something that's bigger. I need a bigger ship. We'll probably be sailing in the fall. Again, we already have some time booked for the RV in September of 24, believe it or not, and then some random trips. I don't know where we'll be going for that, but sometime between January and March, we'll be heading to Florida. Once we can figure out our schedules. And that'll be a good trip. Of course, the main focus is going to be on seeing my mom and dad for a few days, hanging out with them, drinking some fresh squeezed orange juice. And then we're going to be heading over to the West Coast, meeting up with some friends, similar to what I did last year. But Colleen and I will be, we're going to be looking at property down there. We're on a buying trip, or at least a fact-finding trip. Let's put it that way. We're looking at buying some property in Florida, which is okay with me. I want a banana palm. Mom says, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Mom, I don't have any specifics to give you, but that's the loose plan. So, but yeah, I want a banana palm, and I want a lanai around a pool, and I want a hamburger. No, a cheeseburger. No. So that'll be our next real traveling. We'll be down there for a little pleasure and some business. And then unless something extreme happens, like we win the lottery or some sort of windfall happens, we probably won't be sailing again until sometime in the fall. Who knows? Maybe we'll go on the Eddie Lugo booze cruise. I don't know. Cheeseburger in paradise, right? I actually ate at a Cheeseburger in Paradise restaurant. I didn't realize that was a place, but that was in North Carolina. Cheeseburger in Paradise. I miss Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, so who knows? I really want to sail on a larger ship. That's why I was looking at the MSC Seaside or the Seashore, or he wants an iguana burger. What I'd like is some of those blue iguana burritos, breakfast burrito. That sounds pretty good right now. But yes, MSC possibly. Colin and I were looking at a few of them. Maybe the Venezia. That's a bigger ship, right? I think it's 165,000 gross tons or something like that. That's right. That's right, Chet. You said you were going to go on the seashore in May. All right. Yeah, we won't be able to go that early. But that sounds fun. And that's a rather large ship. We saw the Seaside when we were in Cozumel. We had docked next to the Regal Princess, the Harmony of the Seas, and the Liberty of the Seas. So Princess and 2 Royal Caribbean ships. But then a little bit further up the coastline, I don't know if it's south or north. I'm going to say south. From where we were, you could see this really big ship. And I'm looking, my brother and I are both looking at it. My brother-in-law and I are both looking at it. And I'm like, wow, what is that ship over there? It looks big. And as we left port, they were leaving port at the same time. And we got closer and closer to them. And then I could see it was the MSC Seaside. And then, of course, I Uncle Googled it. And I was like, ooh, that's a pretty nice looking ship. And the motif on the interior, it kind of reminded me of like sci-fi, like the inside of a starship for any of you Trekkies out there. And that's kind of what it looked like to me. Parts of it, not the whole thing. But it's very clean, very contemporary, a lot of white. But it's a beautiful ship. That's something that I think maybe we would like to maybe try. The Venezia is the Vista class. And you guys were on the seaside. So did you like it? I mean, you must have. You're going on the seashore in May, so. Okay, yeah, beautiful ship. I didn't read the whole thing, sorry. It does really look nice. There's some really good tours on YouTube. Some channels, man, they really are good at doing videography. And I saw some really good tours of the seaside, the seashore. I haven't looked at the Venezia, only the one that Scott from Mustard Drill did. And that was hard to see because he was live and it started to lag. But you booked it as soon as you got home. So there you go. So he definitely liked it. Now, are they both the same class ships? They look like it to me. But those are big. I think they hold, 5,000 to 6,000 people, not including the crew. Nick P is here. Good morning, Nick. It's good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Same class. Okay. That's what I thought. They look like it. I mean, they look pretty much like carbon copies of each other from the outside. But they're special. Those are some special ships. I'd like to think that's the cruise line I'm leaning towards. Although Colleen was talking about sailing out of New York, and if we did that, then maybe we would go on the Venezia, or I know there's some MSC ships that sail out of New York. They're not as big, though. Sally sells seashells by the seashore at the seaside on the MS Seascape. There you go. That's right. And that's not all. Tell them what else we have for them, Johnny. It's a brand new car. Oh. Time for mug 2, buddy. Yes, sir. Pour it up. Time for sip number whatever. Don't forget, at 7:15, it's going to be Eddie Lugo Studios. He'll be up for his 45-minute show or so. And then 8 o'clock, Curtin Marshall will be up. CME traveling with a pineapple earring. Ahoy, mateys! I'm sailing on the seaside with my pineapple earring. And then after that, I don't know. They do their other one, right? With Cheryl and Jeremy and Scott. Eddie does that. Is that at 9 o'clock in the morning? Something like that. The MSC ship in New York is the biggest one. Is that right? Well, there you go. John and Nancy from J&N Travels, they just returned back home from a trip on the Venezia, and they sailed out of New York. They drove down, and then they drove back. That's one of the things I don't want to do, is drive after I get back from my cruise, because it's like a 5 or 6 hour ride for us. Yeah. I need someone to do the driving for me. So if we do that, maybe we'll take the train or a bus. Who knows? I just assume get on a plane, be delivered right to the port, get on, sail, come back, get on a plane, come home. But we're looking at saving some money. That's all. Ahoy there, matey! Ahoy! All right, so they're up. They do their I forget what they call it, but they'll be streaming together at 9. Eddie Lugo, Cheryl and Jeremy, and Scott from the Mustard Drill. They'll all be up at 9. So Eddie Lugo at 7:15. Then we got Kurt and Marsha at 8 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock sharp, it'll be the three other friends. The spelling is off, but the Meraviglia. Hey, I knew what you meant. And that's the biggest MSC ship, huh? And they sail out of New York. Colleen will probably like that. All right. What is everybody else cooking for Thursday? Are you cooking, first of all? Or are you traveling somewhere else and letting them do the cooking? Are you bringing the sweet potato pie? Are you bringing the mashed taters, or what is it? What is it you're doing for Thanksgiving? Just had some stuff fall off my desk. I think it's trying to tell me something. Yeah, what are you doing? We're doing it all here. We're making the turkey, all the vegetables. Colleen's going to be baking pies. She asked me what I wanted for a pie. I like a pumpkin pie. I like apple pie too. The apples here are good. We have so many apple orchards around here. I grew up with them everywhere. When we were kids, in the end of the summer, the beginning of the fall, of course, we'd be out on our bikes and drive by an apple orchard, and we'd go in there and pick and eat our fill of fresh apples right off the tree. You don't want to get caught by the farmer, though. He or she doesn't take kindly to you eating their profits. Nick says, just made bacon and French toast for myself. Good stuff. Not getting ready to head out to work. Sounds good to me. What's the weather like there, Nick? You going out in the cold today? John, yeah, you told me yesterday. Ham, and a fowl turkey. John does not eat turkey. Making sweet potato casserole and funeral potatoes. Can you explain to me what funeral potatoes are? That's a new one on me. Mom's going to be cooking. Are you having people over, Mom? Sweet potato pie sounds delightful. Yeah, where'd Bran go? He's the one that's always bringing that up. You're going over to your nephew's house. Nice. That'll be good. Let them do most of the work. We're taking sweet potato casserole. I'm picking it up tonight to carry north to Dwayne's family's Thanksgiving. What's the difference between pumpkin and squash pie? They both taste the same. They pretty much do, don't they, Scott? I mean, technically, isn't a pumpkin a squash? Or is a squash a pumpkin? Or are they both gourds? I'm picking up a smoked ham tomorrow for us to eat for the next week. Ham. I'm making chocolate cream pie, apple crisp, and peach cobbler. So yeah, getting back to the pies, Colleen asked me what I wanted. I want chocolate. I want. I don't know if it's chocolate cream pie, but it's the pie with the chocolate pudding in it, and then you put the cream on top. And I want a pumpkin pie. Nick says rain and cold. It's not like the last week when we still had 60-degree weather. I was lucky that my birthday was the final day this year. We're going to be in the 60s before the spring comes. You're having just one couple over. Good morning to Scott from Controversial Cruising. It's good to see you, brother. You're up early. You actually caught a show since the time change. How was your trip, buddy? How was your cruise? What's up, Kevin? Kevin's here from Tuber Chat. Are you all familiar with Tuber Chat? You should be if you're not. Kevin, he does a great service for all of us. He does shout outs for people's channels. If you go over there, you can become a member of his channel, or just become a regular into his chats, and he'll treat you right, and you'll get to meet a lot of cool people and all of that. So yes, good to see you too, my brother. I appreciate you coming in. Liked and shared out on Reddit. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you. Your cruise was great. It went too fast. Yeah, they always do, right? Vacations never last as long as you think they would. I need to just take an indefinite vacation. Go for, when I'm done, I'm done. Nick says, but of course, I got to keep pounding the pavement. Friday marks exactly 6 months before my flight leaves from Vancouver, British Columbia, heading down under. Yeah, you must be getting excited. It's going to go by quick. All right, so I'm assuming this is the funeral potatoes, popular recipe for hash brown potatoes mixed with butter and seasonings and covered with cheese. Delicious. It sounds delicious, but I just never heard of that. Funeral potatoes. Scott saying hi to Kevin. Kevin saying hi to Denise, and Denise is saying hi back. I appreciate you coming in here this early, Kevin. It's awesome. It's good to see you. All right. So, yeah, we're just talking Thanksgiving. We're talking whatever. We talk about whatever here on the show. As Kevin put it, how did you say it the other day? You said that we're always talking about something interesting or something like that. You said interesting topics. There's really no topic for my shows in the morning. It's basically centered around coffee. Let's have a cup of coffee. Let's talk about what you're doing for the day. How's your week look? That kind of stuff. And then we'll talk about YouTube or whatever, guitars, the weather. We talk about it all. We talk about cruising. We talk about women. We talk about men. I'm with you, kid. We need to win the lottery. That means buying a ticket, right? Yeah, you can't win if you don't play. Scott saying good morning, Denise. Talking about permanent vacation, I set my retirement contribution to 20%. So that way, when the time comes, I can walk away and do an epic long-term vacation. But of course, that's still like 25 years. Oh, I hear you, buddy. Mr. T likes French fries. Me too. I like French fries. Wow, Nick, that's great. Kevin saying hi to Mr. Tranquillo. Yep, Scott loves French fries. Me too. Your dressing is cornbread based, so I'll stuff a pork loin or a pork roast with a corn based dressing. But we were talking about what I make is mine is the bread based one, and I put sweet sausage, and pine nuts, dried cranberries, and that stuff in it. Not too much, just enough. And of course, the Bell seasoning and all of that. It's so good. With a large beer, French fries are teammates, right? You like fries Canadian style. I'm not sure what that is. Onions, peppers, celery, a pinch of sage, if any, boiled eggs. That sounds good, Denise. I'll be right over. I'll be right over. I will be up tomorrow morning. We're gonna forego with the cocktail hours on Wednesday nights for a while. You were shocked. Pine nuts, huh? Pine nuts are good. Have you ever had them? Have you ever had pine nuts? They're very good. They almost look like they're shaped like a little candy corn. They do not look like them or taste like them, but they kind of have that shape. Oh, poutine. Gotcha, man. That's right. Yeah, Kevin, I live close enough to Canada here in New Hampshire that and we have a lot of French Canadians that have migrated into the state. So poutine is you can find it here in the state pretty much everywhere at a lot of restaurants, and it is good. Yep. Nothing like that. The fries and gravy, the cheese curd is so good. Not so good for you, but they're good. My first trip overseas in 2019, I went to follow the footsteps of the pilgrims who came to America on the Mayflower 1620. I have ancestors who were on that ship. Don't we all? I don't know where my ancestors came from. I have English ancestors. I'm not sure when they got here. They may have come here on the Mayflower. Who knows? Or those other ships. And there was a whole bunch of them besides the Mayflower that came over, but only about 25 million Americans can track their routes to the Mayflower passengers. Yeah, that's funny, Nick. I was just reading that the other day. Now they said 30 million, but what's the difference? I think most of us are probably related to other people that came at other times. They came over here at other times, but my mother says, Nick, we can. So she's telling me that we have people that came over. Was that on the Mayflower, Mom? Maybe our people knew Nick's people. Jody just bought you coffee. She's a good wife. Taking care of her man. You've had them. I've picked them out and eaten them. They're actually good. Again, I don't overdo it with it. It's just, it's in there. Kevin saying hello to Nancy. Your next flight is up to Montreal. It'll be interested to see French Canada for the first time. Oh, you haven't been there, huh? So if you go to Montreal, there's some things you need to see up there. You need to go to Quebec City. which is just over the river from Montreal. Go to Old Quebec. And if you like museums and that, in Montreal, there's I think it's a natural history museum, but it's huge and it's full of all kinds of interesting things. They have live animals in there. They have a whole section where they have, they have penguins inside, and it snows in there and everything. It's pretty interesting. I forget the name of the museum, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but it's in Montreal. I went up, the last time I was in Montreal was on a guy trip. We went to St. Catherine Street. I'll say no more. But I did go up there many moons ago. Colleen and I and a couple friends, we went up to see a concert in Montreal at the Place des Arts, which was pretty cool to go up there and see a show. Of course, that is the French area, and even though they speak English, a lot of them don't want to speak English to you. Some of my ancestors came from Castle Donington, 3 brothers, and when they got here, they had a fight, so they spelled their last name different. Robbie, and Robbie. Got it. Mom says it's going to be 81 degrees there today. All right, Mom, I'll be right down. So you've been to Canada once. It was just for the weekend in British Columbia. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm close to Canada. I've been there a few times. At least this end of the country, the eastern side of it, southeastern side. I still have to go visit Shirley in Newfoundland and go to Nova Scotia. I've never even been to Nova Scotia, and it's pretty close. I can go to Portland, Maine, and jump on the ferry and be there in a couple hours, 3 or 4 hours. I think you're there. John says, my wife goes to Toronto. They have a dinner theater, and most of the characters have developmental disabilities. Oh, that's cool. Ross is here from Orange Cone of Vlogs. Good morning, Ross. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a little while. All right, should we do history? We haven't done it yet today. Let's do it.
This Week in History.
This Week in History, as always, is brought to you by Revive Furniture and Home Decor. You can check them out at revivefurnitureandhomedecor.com and go on over there and tell them that Jimmy sent you. All right, so we're going to turn the hands of time way back. We're going way back to, let's see, it's still going way back. All right, we're going all the way back to the year 1783. The first crewed hot air balloon flight was made by Jean-François Pillier de Rosière and Francois Laurent, Marquis de Arlandes, traveling from the Chateau de la Okay, so it's all these French places. They were on the edge of Paris in a balloon made by Joseph Michael, and now my stuff is doing weird stuff. Anyways, and it was the first crewed hot air balloon flight in 1783 by a bunch of French dudes. In 1806, the Continental System, a blockade designed to close the entire European continent to British trade, was proclaimed when Napoleon issued the Berlin Decree. In 1878, Lord Lytton, the Viceroy of India, launched the Second Anglo-Afghan War. In 1898, Belgian artist René Magritte, one of the most prominent surrealist painters, whose bizarre flights of fancy blended horror, peril, comedy, and mystery, was born. In 1920, American baseball player Stan Musial, who was considered one of the game's greatest hitters, was born. Happy birthday to him. In 1920, on Bloody Sunday, the Irish Republican Army killed 11 Englishmen suspected of being intelligence agents, and the Black and Tans took revenge the same afternoon, attacking spectators and players at a Gaelic football match in Croke Park, Dublin, killing 12 and wounding 60. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. I'm just checking up in the chat. In 1922, Rebecca Ann Felton of Georgia was sworn into office, becoming the first woman seated in the U.S. Senate. Felton, who was appointed to the seat, served only 2 days. In 1931, the horror classic Frankenstein, based on a stage adaptation of Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley's Mary Shelley 1818 novel, was released in the United States, and it helped make the hulking monster, who was portrayed by Boris Karloff, one of the most recognizable characters in film history. Smoke good. 1964, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge spanning New York Harbor in Brooklyn to Staten Island opened to traffic. Did I say that right? The Verrazano? In 1995, a peace agreement known as the Dayton Accords was reached by the presidents of Bosnia, Croatia, and Serbia, ending the Bosnian War. In the year 2000, the United Farm Workers called off the boycott of California table grapes, begun in 1984 by union organizer Cesar Chavez, saying the goals of the strike had been met. In 2002, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, summit meeting in Prague, extended an official invitation to become new alliance members to Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Slovakia, and Slovenia. In 2017, after some 37 years as leader of Zimbabwe, first as prime minister and later as president, Robert Mugabe resigned from office as the parliament and impeachment proceedings against him. Verrazano. Okay, I think I said it right. You speak French? Pourquoi tu ne parles pas français, Jimmy? No. Oui. It's about as much as I say. Excuse me. All right, some notable birthdays. René Magritte, the Belgian artist. Icelandic musician, Björk. Remember her? She was born in 1965. 1966, Troy Aikman, American football player. 1969, Ken Griffey Jr. And Michael Strahan, American football player. Happy birthday to all of them. And born actually on tomorrow's date is Voltaire, French philosopher and author, was born in 1694. And then the featured event in 1620. We were just talking about this stuff, weren't we, Nick? Signing of Mayflower Compact. On this day in 1620, 41 male passengers on the Mayflower, prior to landing at Plymouth, Massachusetts, signed the Mayflower Compact, by which they agreed to abide by the laws of the new government they would establish. There you go. That is all for
This Week in History.
And as always, This Week in History is brought to you by Revive Furniture and Home Decor. We make decorating easy. Check them out at revivefurnitureandhomedecor.com. You can also check out their Shopify store. They also have a Facebook page. They do a live just about every day at noontime. You can learn some easy decorating tips from them, as well as see what they have on sale Go over there and tell them that yours truly, Jimmy, sent you. All right, so I'm trying to catch up real quick. I did line it up. I'm meeting our Canadian friends that are around Toronto for a Blue Jays game next year. It just happens the Minnesota Twins are going to be in town when I'm there, so I'm going to go. That sounds like fun. Drunken Chef says, I'd like to go to Newfoundland to visit Al Chaffee. My back step in Wine Cellar Lounge looks good. Or good folks, rather. I'm sorry. Yeah, Al Chaffee, my back step. I think I'm friends with him. Think. Blanket morning to all. Wee. Scott, that's for the bathroom. Let's see. Good morning. Okay, all right. Already. Wee is for the restroom. Sheesh. Right? Parlez-vous français? That's all I know. The Pilgrims enjoyed metal music. It was called Plymouth Rock. Yeah. Good morning to Bruce is here from Ocean Travel. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you. Kevin saying good morning. Denise is saying good morning to Bruce. All right. We're going to get ready to wrap this thing up. I can get another hot cup of coffee and blow my nose. Having a head cold is fun. Not having a head cold is fun, said no one ever. Said nobody ever. Can't see. Oh, there we go. All right, guys. I appreciate you coming in. We will be live tomorrow morning. We will be live Thursday morning. We will be live Friday morning. There will be no hump day cocktail hour tomorrow night. Sorry to disappoint you, but it's not going to happen. Maybe we'll come up Thursday during Thanksgiving and open a bottle of bubbly or something, and we'll have a couple cocktails together then. But we'll see. But we'll be up tomorrow morning. Don't forget PMA, Positive Mental Attitude. PMA will definitely save your day. When I tell you that I'm living proof that it works, just believe me, because I am. There were many dark days in my life, and honestly, until I started to bring positive energy into my little world, things did not get better, and then they did. So it really does work. It's the power of positive thinking and positive mental attitude. It's a real force, and it really works. So if you're feeling down or you think you're having a tough day, just remember, be positive. And the other thing is try to make a difference in somebody's day. We all have our stories, right? Everybody has something going on in their world. And sometimes those stories that we live are not good ones. So people, you can change their outlook just by smiling at somebody, saying a kind word, shaking their hand, tell them they look nice, not in a creepy way. Give them a hug if they'll let you. So anyway, so there you go for that. Don't forget our men and ladies of the our first responders, the men and ladies of the fire department, the police department, our EMS and health workers, and especially our nurses. We love our nurses. Doctors would be nothing without nurses, and the nurses make them doctors shine and make them look good. So, and last but not least, our veterans, men and ladies of the armed forces, past, present, and future. A lot of them have given up that ultimate sacrifice so that we can do what we're doing right now, being free and having the freedoms to do what we want, the freedom of choice, protecting our freedoms and our justice, and protecting that big, beautiful, lovely flag. Old Glory. Respect your flag, respect your country, and be a patriot. That's my advice to all of you, is be a patriot. Love your country, love our laws, and love our history. It's important. Speaking of history, my mother says, look up William Bradford. Came over on the Mayflower. Look him up. He's my relative. So there you go, Nick. Apparently I have a relative that sailed on the Mayflower, and I will look him up. All right, that's going to do it for me. You got that right, Scott. Thank you, guys. You know I love and appreciate you. A few minutes, we'll head over to Eddie Lugo's studios and we'll watch his live. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Oh, one last thing. If you didn't hit the like button, smash that on the way out for me. I would appreciate that. But so I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And I guess we'll go from there. So appreciate everybody. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace and love. My name is Jimmy. I'm your astute tourist. I'm going to go take a cough drop and another cup of coffee. So we'll see you guys later. See you tomorrow.